On the coldest Christmas Eve she had ever known, Mia stood at a lonely bus stop with only $10 to her name, $10 she desperately needed to survive. Yet when she saw a shivering old man counting coins with trembling hands, she did the unthinkable, she gave him her last bill so he could ride home. Minutes later, as the bus pulled away without her, a shining black limousine rolled up beside her, and what happened next would change her life forever. Chapter 1, The Last $10. Mia Alvarez had always believed that kindness, even when unnoticed, mattered. But belief doesn't fill stomachs, and it certainly doesn't pay rent. This Christmas Eve felt heavier than most. The bakery where she worked part-time had shut down for good 2 days earlier, leaving her without income. The landlord had already slipped a warning under her door. And the last task she had promised herself was to make it across town for a final job interview before the office closed for the holidays. She reached the bus stop just as the wind picked up, the kind of cold that cuts through every layer. She rummaged through her pockets and felt the familiar soft crease of the last $10 bill she owned. It was all she had left until, well, she didn't even know when. She clutched it tightly, whispering a shaky prayer under her breath. That's when she noticed him. An elderly man, maybe in his 70s, wrapped in a faded coat and mismatched gloves. His hands trembled as he counted a handful of coins at the bus fare machine. He tried once, twice, the coins kept slipping, some rolling onto the pavement. His shoulders dropped in defeat. Mia watched him silently, feeling the gnawing ache of her own problems tightening around her chest. The bus headlights appeared at the end of the road, just 1 minute away. "You need this money," a voice inside her warned. But another voice whispered louder, "He needs it more." Mia stepped forward. "Sir," she said softly, pressing the $10 bill into his palm, "Merry Christmas." The man looked up slowly, eyes wide, as if she had handed him the world. I can't take this. You're waiting for the bus too." "It's okay," she lied. "I'll catch the next one." He hesitated, but the bus doors opened, and people shuffled inside. He turned back to her, tears shimmering in his eyes. "You're an angel, young lady. May life bring you only goodness." She forced a smile as he boarded. The doors closed. The bus rumbled away, spraying her boots with gritty slush as it passed. The red taillights blurred into the snowy night. And then, silence. Her legs trembled from cold. Her eyes stung. She wanted to regret what she had done, but something in her heart wouldn't let her. Still, how would she get to the interview? How would she get home? She wrapped her arms around herself and took a deep breath, turning toward the empty street. That's when she heard the deep purr of an engine. A long, black limousine slowed down beside her, its tinted window rolling down smoothly. A warm breath of air mixed with the smell of pine and leather drifted out. A man in a crisp suit leaned toward her and smiled gently. "Miss Alvarez?" he asked. Mia blinked. "Yes. My employer would like to speak with you. Would you mind stepping in?" Her heart skipped. I don't understand." He opened the door. Inside the limousine, a woman with silver hair and eyes full of kind recognition smiled warmly at her. "Mia," the woman said softly, "I believe you helped someone dear to me." Chapter 2, The Limousine Miracle. Warmth enveloped Mia the moment she slid inside. She kept her hands close to her chest, unsure whether to sit stiffly or relax. The woman across from her continued smiling, as if she found joy simply in Mia's presence. "My name is Eleanor Grant," she said, offering her hand. "The man you helped at the bus stop is my brother, Henry." Mia's breath caught. "I didn't know he had family nearby." "He doesn't," Eleanor replied. "He lives with me. But he insists on taking the bus for his evening walks, independence, you know. Age doesn't steal pride easily." She chuckled softly. Then her expression shifted, becoming more serious. "Henry called me from the bus. He was overwhelmed by what you did." "It wasn't much," Mia murmured, embarrassed. "To you, maybe not. But to someone who feels forgotten, kindness is everything." Mia looked down at her hands, remembering the weight of the cold, the ache of hunger, the sacrifice she had made without thinking of consequences. "I didn't expect anything back," she whispered. "That," Eleanor said gently, "is why you deserve everything." The limousine suddenly turned east, towards downtown. Mia frowned. Where are we going?" "To your job interview." Mia froze. "How do you?" Eleanor laughed softly. "Henry heard you mention it on the phone earlier at the stop, didn't he? He has a habit of listening carefully. She leaned forward. My company owns the office building you're headed to. I've already contacted the hiring manager. They will wait for you. Mia's stunned silence filled the car. 20 minutes later, the limousine pulled up in front of the tall, gleaming tower. People rushing out for the holiday stopped to stare. The chauffeur opened the door for Mia. She stepped out slowly, still unable to process how life had shifted in a single hour. Before you go, Eleanor said from the window, I want to offer you something else. Mia turned back. Eleanor's eyes glistened. I run a program that hires young adults who have faced hardships but refuse to give up. I would be honored if you considered joining my company, starting today. Full-time. With benefits. Mia's mouth fell open. Her knees weakened. Tears burned her eyes. I don't know what to say. Just say yes. A sob escaped her, and she nodded. Eleanor stepped out of the car and wrapped her in a warm embrace, one Mia didn't know she needed so desperately until that very moment. You changed my brother's night, Eleanor whispered. Let me change your life. Hours later, after completing the formalities and receiving her official acceptance, Mia walked out of the office building with a new badge clipped to her coat and a heart full of something she hadn't felt in years, hope. Outside, falling snow glistened beneath the city lights. A familiar figure stood by the limousine, Henry, the old man from earlier. He waved. Merry Christmas, Mia, he called out. She laughed, a bright, free laugh that rose into the winter air. Merry Christmas. As she stepped into the limousine once more, she glanced back at the bus stop in the distance. The place where she had lost her last $10, and gained the miracle she didn't know she was waiting for. And in that moment, she realized something powerful. Sometimes life tests your heart before it opens its doors. Sometimes the miracle isn't what you receive, but who you become when